It's a BumbleKast Mini, sponsored by Chaos Sonic 1.
Hello, Ian and Kyle. Since we have been talking about what if Scourge gets his own games, thanks to Scourge Time, I'm going to beat him to the punch. I decided to put a list of games of what we've been missing for Scourge's gaming timeline. Your job now is to explain the plot of the anti-game version of each of the games that I can. So now let's kick it off with Scourge Origins. How would it go with Scourge 1, CD, 2, 3, and Onux?
Oh,
3 and Onux. Okay. Oh boy. If that game were called 3 and Onux, it probably would not have sold very well.
So we've got Scourge 1. You got Dr. Kenterbur trying to, seed South Island with new life and bring things to fruition, and Scourge just wrecking his day and basically chasing him down and bullying him. Scourge CD, Rosie has managed to track him down and chases him up the chain to Little Planet. It is chained because Kentobor is trying to stabilize it because it's going to crash into Never Lake and kill everybody. And he's preventing that as best he can. Instead of a chain, it's like a giant broom pole, just trying to push it back into orbit.
There we go.
And he's trying to get a hold of the time stones to maybe undo some of the damage that Scourge has done, but no, he can't, because Scourge runs around and wrecks everything for him. Metal Scourge is his errand boy, which Scourge has to chase down and beat while also escaping Rosie. It's a double race. They're both trying to get through the door at the same time, and it collapses, and Metal Scourge gets beaten to pieces by Rosie. There you go. Scourge 2, he finds Miles, and Miles has sought him out because he's heard just how powerful and dangerous and cool he is, and he is totally playing to his ego, and he also wants to take down Dr. Kentebor's life egg, which is supposed to be this utopia, this bastion, this escape raft from the world that Scourge is causing so much trouble to. And they manage to knock it out of the sky, but they don't finish the job, because it hits the water, which displaces Sunken Island just enough to pop it back to the surface. And Onux is mad that his hidden getaway has been exposed to the world, and Dr. Kenterbor straight up tells him the truth. There are a couple of absolute madmen coming after me. If you fight them off, I will leave you. I will go into space. We can have peace. And Onux is like, fine, I'll do it. And so we have inevitable fighting. And then Miles reveals that there's some kind of major power source on the life egg. That kind of thing could, greatly strengthen Sunken Island's defenses or repel any invaders. So Onux goes, all right, fine. I'll team up with you long enough to kick the old man's butt. And so they go back and they blow up the life egg and rob Dr. Kentobor, and everything goes back to normal.
Well, normal as it is in that universe anyway.
Yeah. Normal is subjective, but
yeah. How would the anti-version of the game Triple Trouble go, and what would Fang's anti-counterpart be like?
Wow. What would be Fang's anti-name?
Knack.
Yeah, there you go. His name is Knack, and he is trying to find the Chaos Emeralds to take them out of evil's hands and curate them in a prestigious museum, which Kentobor is all about. And Onux wants them for a personal power grab, and so does Scourge, and there's just a fracas to be had throughout.
How would Onux's Orderix go?
So, because of the disturbance back in Scourge 3 and Onux, which is just so silly to say out loud, it also happened to disturb the sunken Neutrogic High Zone, which Kentobor finds is like, oh, wait, there might be a resource here that I could use to help people with. And Onux is like, oh, wait, there's a resource there. I might be able to exploit it. And the various Orderix come together for their own selfish desires, seeking out power, or quite possibly power. And they kind of fight with each other. Kentobor tries to slow them down by tethering together with ring bands, but that only just makes them into bellows of doom and fury. Last ditch such a desperation act, he powers up Metal Scourge and Metal Scourge Kai. Ooh, I want to see that now.
Metal Scourge Kai?
Huh.
Okay.
Fan artists, you know what to do. Like that
already
big
exist.
snarling goblin face, but with like the markings. That might be neat. And for a common foe, Onyx and his compatriots tear everything apart, but they end up sinking the island in the process. And he conscripts them into his new enforcers, and thus the Orderics are born, using their special superpowers to fight truth, justice, and the sunken island way.
It's a new tragic low, very low, very low.
Old tragic lows. Oh, I don't know.
How would the Scourge Advance games go?
Scourge 1 doesn't really have much of a story. It's just various characters run to the right and attack Kintobor, and then there's a final boss. That's just Kintobor trying to get by in his day. You know, please leave me alone. No? Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to defend myself. Scourge Advance 2 is Kintobor attempts to apprehend Mafia leader Vanilla, whose anti-name is... What's another word for Vanilla? I'm not calling her artificial vanilla.
Mocha?
Mocha?
I don't know.
Fine.
I don't know. Decaf?
Well.
Hey, you guys in the chat
takes her into custody. He takes her into custody trying to bring a little bit of law and order to the world. And Scourge doesn't like that. He likes the chaos, so he's going to bust her out. Maybe get a couple of favors from the Mafia. Along the way, he meets Anti-Vanilla's child and child companion, cheese and soda and crackers.
Basic the rabbit. Wow. Okay.
And, you know, soda and crackers are the very thing that everyone's memed about cream and cheese, just violent little tiny sociopaths. And they go about ruining Kintobor's plans and freeing Soda's mother and making things miserable for everybody. Scourge Advance 3, Kintobor uses the power of chaos control to splinter the world into pocket dimensions in an attempt to corral the chaos. You know, maybe this one region can find peace and regrow and not be polluted if he can just manage this one. And Scourge and company are like, no, you don't get to do that. And they proceed to hop dimensions just to wreck things and bring them back to the old horrible status quo.
All right, how would a Scourge Rush adventure go?
The Anarchy Barrel gets so sick of Scourge's nonsense it beams into another dimension trying to get rid of him. It's not trying to save anybody. It's trying to get rid of him.
Anti-Blaze. Blizzard?
See, I want to hear to keep the fire powers. It's not like an inverse of powers.
I know. That's true.
But you could also have the whole freezer burn angle.
Could.
And a cold, malicious Blizzard the cat would be kind of cool. Okay, whatever. Blizzard the cat.
Fine. It's just Elsa. Whatever. Or Blister. There we go. That might be good. But I think Blizzard is better.
And let's see. Rush Advanced was the Eggmen conspiring to steal the Jeweled Scepter while using Captain Whisker as a front. So Captain Bristles, the benevolent blue rogue of pirates, robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, the savior of the seven seas, runs interference as Blizzard and Scourge trying to find a way to just get him back home. Because if they fight, they're going to tear the planet apart. So it's a truce. Sorry, Captain Bristles. Captain Bristles. What? Oh, well, whatever. He's dead and gone. And the Eggmen are attempting to rewrite reality into something less caustic and nasty. There you go.
Alrighty. It's the start of now everyone's favorite new game, Scourge 4, episodes 1 and 2. How does it go? Cliffhanger that makes everyone happy is on also here.
Gosh. Let's see. So, because the life egg failed, Kintobor is attempting to make a life egg out of Little Planet, which is now Microplanetoid. I don't know. And because it can time travel, he can take it the hell away from this dimension. He can just play with space-time and go somewhere serene and peaceful, and everyone can live in peace there. So, of course, Scourge and Miles are going to try to not only stop it, but seize power for themselves. And they go through the motions. It's boss fight, boss fight, boss fight. And instead of just blowing up the final boss and escaping, leaving a cliffhanger, they actually manage to completely eradicate the life eggshell, and Little Planet disappears, denying them temporal power, but they can go back to the status quo.
All right, it's Scourge Mania time, and yes, you have to incorporate it into Scourge forces. There is no escape.
Oh, lordy. Okay, so Scourge Mania. So Kintobor is looking for ways to find peace via new renewable energy sources. And his peaceful little egg bots discover the, what did we call the anti-phantom ruby? Spectral sapphire.
Spectral sapphire, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they find that. They find it on the sunken island, which prompts Onux to get involved. Let's see. Mighty and Ray are there. Do I have names for them?
I don't think so, but I have one suggestion here for Mighty. Measly, the armadillo. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Or Muggsy.
He's
gonna mug you.
Measly, Mugsley. And Ray just becomes Fred.
Don't know how you've done it, but I know you've done it. And let's see, the Spectral Sapphire creates the soft-boiled lofties? Softies?
Yeah, hold on, I had another, the yolk lighties.
Yolk lighties?
That's another one from the chat.
Maybe just the friendly yokels. There you go.
Okay.
I like that. Friendly yokels who are dedicated to Kintobor's dream of bringing peace to the world, but they are just so pacifistic and non-committal. They don't really want to fight. They don't know how to fight, and so they just get steamrolled.
Mm-hmm.
Kintobor desperately trying to get control of this gem and, maybe salvage a happy ending out of all this. Let's see. Why do we have Friendly King get into a scam? Maybe Friendly King decides, you know what? You can't rationalize with these beings. We have to use the sapphire to destroy them. And Kintobor's like, no, they can still be saved. We don't do this. We're better than this. And Super Scourge is like, yeah, I'm going to bust you both up. And Spectral Sapphire reacts, and he gets pumped into the present, where he meets his older self. And I know we should be calling him Evil Sonic this entire time, but whatever. And we've done Scourge forces, haven't we?
Yes, I think that's what this is implicating. Yeah, we've already done Scourge forces.
Yeah, and they defeat Finite and all that jazz. Yeah, okay. And then everyone's quite happy to see younger Scourge sucked back home through a portal.
Mm-hmm. Good, get out of here. We don't need more than one at a time. Too many. All right, now for Scourge Adventure 2. How does it go? Especially since you explained the prequel, Scourge Adventure 1.
I don't remember what we said for that.
I don't really remember it either, no.
But, Kintobor is looking for his late grandfather's creation, the ultimate life form. Maybe that is the key to bringing peace to this poor bedeviled planet. And he's aided by quadruple agent Blush the Bat. And they awaken Sparkles the Hedgehog, who's just so happy to see everyone. And of course, he'll help bring about world peace. And along the way, they get to the Ark, and they're bringing about all the Anarchy Barrel to charge up the Eclipse Cannon. That sounds kind of ominous, but Sparkles assures them, no. This is going to be a happy beam. It will bring peace to the world. Until it's revealed at the last second that when there's no planet, there will technically be peace. There's no conflict when everyone's dead.
Exactly.
He's playing calm the entire time. Scourge and crew, who have been more or less just kind of bumbling into the greater story, decide that they don't want the planet blown up. What will they wreck then? They live there. That's where all their stuff is. Ergo, they all come together to beat the ever-loving snot out of Sparkles the Hedgehog, who turns into a giant lizard.
Well, there you go. Well, why not? Now, Scourge villains. How would things turn out? Scourge villains.
instead of Sonic Heroes.
Yeah. Or Scourge baddies. I don't know. That's kind of funny, too.
I like Scourge villains.
For
It's
Scourge
fun.
villains, though.
Let's see. So all of this is ultimately a plot. It's a honeypot trap by Neo Metal Scourge to just wipe these jokers out. Kendobor rebuilt him and upgraded him in hoping that he could be, a competent bodyguard, but he's going too far. He's going to try to kill everybody. We don't do that. I do that. Into the closet you go, Doctor. Gently now. So the main team receives the same ultimatum challenge or whatever from Kendobor, and that's really weird. But hey, Scourge is happy that they've, actually get to challenging fight now. No more of this, I want to save the world. He wants to throw down. Cool, I'm in. And Miles and Onux are like, this sounds like a trap. But it's also curious. All right, we're in. Blush is looking for things to steal, but she sells them and gives the proceeds to charity. Finds Sparkles back to normal in a containment cell being guarded by Buns in the Omega Peace Unit. Sparkles wakes up with amnesia and thinks he actually is a hero that's trying to save the world. So, okay, let's go do that. And Buns is aware that Neo Metal Scourge has gone rogue, so they have to go stop him. We'll skip Team Rose for a second because that's going to be a problem. And then we get to the Orderics, who have been assigned by Onux to investigate things while he keeps tabs on Scourge. And they piece together that it's not really Kendobor pulling the strings. Now for Team Rosie. Team Rosie's actively hunting down Scourge. That's kind of a given. Smalls got out of zone jail. He's out for revenge. And Soda and Crackers are evaluating them on whether or not they can join their mother's mafia. Are they going to be good enforcers? Maybe. Got to see how they shake out here with this little adventure they're on. And ultimately, they're all confronted by Neo Metal Scourge, who tries to destroy them. But then you get Super Scourge, and he beats the ever-loving crap out of the robot, who is whisked away to safety by Buns and the newly freed Dr. Kendobor.
Well, there you go. How would the Scourge Rivals games go, and what would Anti-Eggman Nega be like?
Eggman Posy?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he has to be.
Okay. All right. So first Rivals. God, what even was that story? Okay, so that was
the
Nega wanting to capture everything with the future camera.
Yeah.
And by doing so, rewrite history and bring prestige to the name Eggman. So, Posy Eggman, it would be real easy to say that he just wants to ruin the Eggman name, but I feel like that's too simple. Maybe he's more proactive in trying to write the timeline.
Maybe.
Because Nega thinks that Eggman is a screw-up, and he has to be, assisted. So Posy Eggman's kind of the same line, but he's more, we have to do more to better the world. We have to be more hands-on. We have to be more aggressive. I know I'm going to be treading the same thoughts here, but we're doing this silliness on the fly. So there's the camera. He's kidnapping things, trying to force a simpler, better tomorrow. And Sterling the Hedgehog has come back in time to make sure, no. His future of anarchy is going to happen. And Scourge is like, wait, I win? Everything is awful in the future? Oh, it's pure chaos. Oh, man, we got to stop this guy. Let's see. I don't even remember why Knuckles and Shadow were in the mix ultimately, but Onux is in there to do whatever it takes to preserve his island. I guess the Anarchy Barrel was taken by the camera, so he needs that power back. Because otherwise it has to rise to the surface. He doesn't want it on the surface. It needs its protective bubble shield on the bottom. And the oxygen, yeah. And Sparkles is actively trying to save the world because he still thinks he's a hero. But he does want to be friends with everybody, too, if that's possible. Besties? No? Oh, well. As for Rivals 2, let's see. Nega was trying to unleash the Ifrit upon the main dimension to sow chaos and disaster. So, Posy Eggman is still trying to open the portal to command Ifrit as kind of like a weapon of mass destruction, get rid of the undesirables, and rebuild from there. I mean, scorched earth can be very fertile for new growth, And Kindlebor's like, no, bad idea. Why? Stop, please. I can't believe that you're from my line. You got Scourge and Miles, who are trying to gather up all the kidnapped Orde, not Chow, Orde. And if you don't get the joke, spell it out.
I get it.
I know. I heard the snicker. To stop the Ifrit from getting the nourishment it needs. They'll starve that dragon if they have to. Sparkles and Metal Scourge team up to save the world because Kentobor's like, I didn't authorize this. Please stop him. I'm sorry. Let's see, we got Sterling and Nage the Chameleon. He's not SBO, he's Naj.
Mm-hmm.
Not espionage. Naj.
Naj.
Naj the echidna. The chameleon. Sterling's like, yeah, his plan works. It's pretty brutal, but it works. And Naj is like, well, I am obligated to keep Sunken Island protected. Demon Island. Excuse me, it's not the floating island. It's the Empress of Angel Island. Demon Island. There we go. Naj is like, well, I'm obligated to do this because otherwise Onux is going to beat me up. So we will stop this thing. You have intel. I will follow that. And Blush and Onux are... Oh, let's not retread the same plot point. Onux is looking for new power sources to maintain Demon Island's superiority of the sea. Blush is looking for said treasures to, again, help the needy. And the two of them come into conflict, but through that, learn of the impending doom of the Ifrit and like, well, we kind of live here. We need to protect this planet. Off we go. Unlikely duo.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's it?
Oh, and I guess Posy Eggman gets trapped in the Ifrit dimension, but it's actually a utopia. It's just a big scary fire dragon. The rest of the planet's perfectly fine, and he lives happily ever after.
Perfect. Fix that problem. All right, I would continue, but I was wondering something. What would an anti-version of the Mario cast be like this time?
Don't we already kind of have that?
Wario and Waluigi, or sort of?
Yeah,
those two, yeah.
Like, Mario's just a little pudgy, and Wario is, like, gross. And Mario is, a driven hero who helps others, while Wario is a driven anti-hero villain who's out to serve himself. And Luigi is the taller, slimmer, more easily frightened of the two. Waluigi is the cross between a man and a spider crab. He's frightening to look at, so I guess that's pretty much the antithesis.
What about Mr. L?
Mr. L transcends all of this.
I mean, that's true. Mr. L is the same in every dimension. He's like, he's like the Mario version of Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy. It's always the same.
We could do a deep cut and pull Boshi out of Legend of Zelda 7 Stars.
Yeah.
I've seen Captain Syrup compared to Peach. I don't know how good of a one-to-one that is, but...
And if we had the anti-universe going on for Mario, it would be like, it would kind of be like what you would expect them to be. I don't really see Nintendo getting too creative and going off the beaten path with their alternate evil anti-universe type characters. Like Peach would be a iron-fisted, ruthless dictator.
We're sorry, Wario, but our Bowser's in another castle.
Yeah.
You get to the castle, she's flying around in the clown car throwing toads at you.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. So Peach is just Bowsette then. Something like that. Might as well. She doesn't kidnap anybody. She just causes chaos and destruction just for fun of it. But is also a hard-ruling dictator. But they also still go-kart racing, of course. That's the most important part. They can put it all aside and still go-kart racing. But it's evil kart racing.
If regular Bowser has flying boats, does that mean evil Peach has tunneling airplanes?
Sure, we'll go with that. Oh boy. Imagine a Rabbids crossover. It wouldn't be Rabbids. They would be the ones who were the stable. The rabbids wouldn't be rabid; they'd be stable, and the main characters would be the evil ones.
You have a crossover with Rayman, proper crossover with a good series.
I think you're just thinking of Subways, I guess. Oh well, that would be funny. All right, we got one last question. And now that I got some Scourge game ideas out, more will come unless Scourge Time beats me to it. Now, I plan on the next theme for April. Let's see if your favorite CPU goddess will be here. If you don't understand, I will tell you this hyperdimension Neptunia is what I will talk about. With that, I will end with a Nepu. I have no idea.
I'm going to caution you right now, Chaos Sonic 1. The only thing I know about hyperdimension Neptunia is that when I worked at GameStop, we had one copy that came with a body pillowcase that didn't sell the entire time I worked there. That is my experience with the franchise.
And my experience with the franchise is even less than that. So you talk to us about this, we're just be like, yep, okay. Incredible. All right. Well, thanks, Chaos Sonic 1, for your questions.
And thank you for sponsoring this BumbleKast Mini. If you want one of your own, head over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.